Welcome to the Lutheran football fields. My name is Emma White, I'm with SAFTA. We hold our Wednesday night leagues on these fields and we've been playing here for about 7 years. SAFTA was formed about 10 years ago and we have about 300 active members and about 500 members in total. These are the fields we play on every Wednesday night. Sometimes we play pick-up here as well.
Joel standing last year, it wasn't on squad.
Go back. Not coming.
Andy, what are your thoughts on the fields?
I would like some new fields pretty badly. That would be good with lights mainly. And even more fields. If we could get a fourth field, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because then I think we need it for growth.
Okay, and what do you think is the best part about the fields?
I don't know.
Yeah, and the worst part?
I guess it could be worse, but the worst part, well, the lighting, I really don't like the lighting. But also the fact that we can only fit 3 in and it's pretty dodgy. But I don't mind the dodginess so much of like the surface, more the lighting.
Yep.
Thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, stay there. Stay in front of you. Stay there. Now put it
What are your thoughts on the fields?
Well, I appreciate the fields very much and what Adelaide Lutheran has offered us. I think the lighting is fairly poor, and because we only play at night time, it actually can be quite dangerous playing in dark light. Yep. So from my experience, and having collisions of players makes us, I guess, from insurance-wise, quite liable, and it's a large risk. So if we can minimise that risk by having better lighting, I think that would be better for SAFTA, definitely.
Okay. And what do you like about the fields?
It's good enough to fit 3 fields, which has been fantastic. But as you see, there's lots and lots of people and we've had a lot of growth recently, so
yep.
I think we're almost on the cusp of, well, we're definitely on the cusp of requiring at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 fields at once. So,
yeah, to expand.
Yep.
Cool, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, our girls are running opinion is what girls doing okay. We don't need it.
What are your thoughts on the fields?
They're pretty bad, and I think for years we should have looked for better fields or other fields, and unfortunately nothing happened over the years. What's the best bit about the fields? They're close to the city, close to where I live, which is good for me, but I think they're pretty central, which makes it pretty fair for everybody. What's the worst bit about the fields? Well, the condition and access and lights. Lights are pretty much the worst bit.
I don't want to do it.
Hi Brett, what are your thoughts on the fields?
On the fields, I think generally they're pretty good. They're big enough for us to fit enough of what we need, the 3 fields. But I think we need better lighting.
Yeah.
It gets a bit dark, obviously.
Yeah. And what do you like about the fields?
Like about them? Well, generally they're kept in pretty good condition.
Yep.
So
yep.
it's good enough to play
Except for the
frisbee on.
sand.
Except for the sand. I'm sure they got reasons for that, but generally they're mostly in good tact.
Yeah. Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
What are your thoughts on the fields?
The current fields?
Yes.
Well, they're a bit horrible, aren't they? I mean, there's just patches everywhere. It's very uneven, and the biggest problem is that when it's wet, the drainage is very poor, and so it just get muddy. And we've had two weeks cancelling a row of league, and I mean, it's kind of dangerous as much as anything else. And the fields aren't full size at all. So the current fields and the light coverage is terrible. A lot of lights are out, but even if they were up, the coverage would still be terrible. At the ends of the field, there's not enough light, so that's the current state. And also, the biggest problem, we can't expand. We're right at the cap. We've got how many teams in this league? We've got 14 teams in this league, I think, and that's maximum time slots and everything. Yep. So we can't really fit any more teams on here. But yeah, that's it.
What are your thoughts on the fields?
The fields were alright when we first started playing. and then every year they've just just gone worse. It's getting to the stage where it's just hard to cut. You can't get any on big raining days. Like even if it rains, like a normal rain, you can't play. The drainage isn't very good. And then obviously with all this sand here, it makes it really hard to play. So.
And there's also not enough space to have for the amount of people who are starting to play in SA. So you just need more room so people can play.
And what do you think is the best part about the fields?
It's in the city.
Yeah.
That's probably the best bit. The location's great. Everyone can play.
That's true, yeah.
It's cheap, I think, to hire the fields here.
Yeah. And the worst part?
The lights. We've really got enough light for 2 fields at best, and even some of those that is not very good light at all. And potholes, not enough space.
Yeah. Lights, yep, I can just agree. Lights, not enough space, and the fields just aren't looked after enough, I feel.
The space behind me has room for 6 to 10 fields. It's with the club that we have a good relationship with at the moment, where we currently use the fields over here. But we can't use it, they're free pretty much all the time, but we can't use them at night because they're not lit.
Andy Bennett.